on the channel. It is the Old Phantom Comic Book Collection Part 12. I first started this series a good couple of years ago, and now we're on the 12th part of this series, and now we're going to have a look at 3 more Phantom comics to add to this series, so let's have a look at them. The first comic that we're going to have a look at is The Weapon of Terror. It's issue number 1350. It's a new story. It was first published in 2003. Also got the return of the Halloween Gang and the Forest Giants. A nice looking cover by Antonio as well. And this is a Jim Shepard publication, so you could say it's a Jim Shepard publication day, but no, it's the 12th part of the Old Phantom Comic Book Collection series. The story and art was done by Con Antholfi? I don't know. This was first published by Egmont Scandinavian, number 2003. Number 5, 2003. It was published by King Features in 2003. Just look at that art. It's very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. It's very modern too, like very modern. Sort of reminds me of Don Newton, some of these panels does, like especially that. Weapon of Terror. You can mainly say that it's a Sweden story and a Norwegian story, because just how it's set out, just how it looks is just how it looks. It looks great. Looks great. No, not the Phantom. What is it, Costas? The Phantom is here. I love that panel. Love that panel. It's awesome. Yeah, definitely tell. Your time is up. That's exactly it. Your time is up. It is time to pay to avoid the wrath of the Phantom. Crash. No, Phantom. Go. Devil, stay here. Barney, no, Zoe. What's actually been going on here? Huh? Now Ari has made the skull mark into a weapon of terror. Firefighters, go in, look for survivors. I know nothing, I can only guess. Chief, the house empty, but we have proof that there was a crime involved. There was a skull painted on the wall with the words, "Your time is up." It would scare the life out of anybody, and it looked exactly like the skull on that ring. Next issue, on sale 11th of April 2003, The False Prince. Just look at that. That's awesome. I reckon that really good looking back cover, that is. Both panels, both back and front covers are taken from the book. How would you be? How would you be? So Antonio, 2003. Look at that cover. That was amazing. Amazing. Okay, so this is issue number 1352. It's the Return of the Halloween Gang. So let's have a look. This is by Jim. This is Jim Shepard by Jim Shepard. The story was done by Klaus Remerthy and the art was provided by Paul Ryan. In this series, I think many people sometimes get it, I think, a little bit mistaken. So in this series, I look at old comics from way back, and I think a lot of people, they get the misconception that this series is like a review of Free Phantom comics, and I would like to say that this series isn't a review. These books that I'm looking at aren't reviewed. I might read these books in the future, and then I might actually do an actual good review on these books separately. But this series is just to look at old Phantom comics from way back, and we've been having a look at these. We've been having a look at old Phantom comics from way back, and I think this series is just. This series, I think people just assume that I'm reviewing something, when no, really I'm not. I'm looking at old Phantom comics. I'm looking at the artwork, especially. I'm looking at, sometimes I'm talking about the story, sometimes I may have read it in the past, but I'm definitely not reviewing those stories. I definitely don't try to do that. I definitely don't try to review. If I'm doing like a series like this, I definitely don't try to review books like this. The reason why I think that I don't do that is because maybe I haven't read these stories before, or maybe I haven't given myself the time to read these stories before, and maybe I intend to do that in the future, and maybe I want to do that in the future. And if I have already reviewed these types of stories, people might come along and they might say, "Oh, but Brad, you've already done these stories before. Why are you reviewing them again?" And I might go and say, I think you might have been mistaken there, mate. I don't think I've reviewed these stories before." And then they might come back and they say, "I think you have, mate, and have a look." So yeah, I don't, this series is not my intent. This series isn't my intention to review books. It's just to have a look at old Phantom comics from my collection. And if I'm doing that, then I'm doing something right. And if people think I'm reviewing a Phantom comic from my collection, and nah, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not reviewing something just because I need to review it. I'm having a look at stuff that's in the collection that other people may find interesting. Like there's people that collect the Phantom, and they may have grown, like, I think the other part of the series is that people may have grown up reading these comic books, and to see someone else talking about them, it's sort of like a nostalgia type thing, if you get where I'm coming from. So yeah, I'm not reviewing these books to a sense. I'm just having a look at them, because why not? And some of the panels just look awesome, so why not? Like, look at this. Look at this. This is probably where that front cover came from. That exact panel. Love it when you see that happening. I might have an eye needing to be reading a lot of stuff. Whew. Paul Ryan. He's sorely missed, isn't he? He's sorely missed. As I've said on the channel before, Paul Ryan actually passed away in 2016, which was fairly recent, if you ask me. It's like 8 years ago, and he's still missed to this day. A lot of people. I wasn't actually a fan back in 2016. I discovered the Phantom, as everyone knows. I discovered the Phantom in the news agency of somewhere in August to September of 2016. So by that time, when Paul Ryan had passed away in early 2016, I didn't even know who Paul Ryan was. What did he do? Didn't know. A couple of years in the track, I get to know who Paul Ryan is. I get to know that he came to Australia in 2014, and I get to know that he was a daily comic book strip for the Phantom, and that he sadly passed away in 2016, the same year that I would start reading the Phantom. So, and he's still sadly missed by a lot of Phantom fans, especially if you talk to anyone. If you talk to anyone that's in India, they will say how much they love Paul Ryan's work. They will definitely say, and they will mention it. They will definitely mention it. And by good reason. Like, have a look at these panels that I'm showing up on the screen right now. Have a look at them. Tell me in the comment section what was... If you were a Phantom comic book reader and you were reading the daily script at the time that Paul Ryan was illustrating the Phantom Daily strip, what were your thoughts at the time? And then what were your thoughts after he sadly passed away? What were your thoughts? Comment them down below and we'll keep looking. Next issue, new adventure, The Mask of Gagawara, 9th May 2003. And yeah, so there's the back cover. Can you actually say that this was actually done by Antonio? Like, can you actually say that? Because there's panels taken from any story at this time period, and it actually, that front cover and the back cover is a panel from the book. So can you actually say that it's credited towards Antonio? Well, yes, you have to, because his name's on the book on the front cover, so it is his. So the Forest Giants, it is issue number 1356. It is 1985 to 86 masterpiece with all 14 missing pages. Oh, how good is that? The Jim Shepard. Can we really say this is a Jim Shepard publication day? Yes, we can, but it's also the 12th part to this evolving series. Forest Giants by Lee Falk and Cy Barry was a Sunday story, a Sunday adventure running from the 16th of June to the 9th of 1985 to the 5th of January 1986. Originally entitled by few The Rope People and first published in number 863A in 1986. That one and only printing ran to only 16 pages. In this edition, Few proudly presents for the first time the full unedited story in its 30-page entirety. Now, first page, first glimpse, I'm loving it. Look at that. That's awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing how you can draw something, then someone else comes along and they love it. Look at this Cy Barry artwork. No wonder he is the best at what he was doing. No wonder he worked on the Phantom for 30 plus years. And no wonder he is amazing, because real recently, he turned 96 years old. He turned 96 years old. That is amazing. His art is amazing, and he's an amazing person. He's a completely amazing person. Just take a sense of, look at this artwork, take a sense of what it looks like, and just look at it. You do not say much of this anymore. At all. Do not say it at all. And even if you do, they're either gone or they're still with us, which is awesome. So good. You don't even see like this type of work anymore. That sort of looks like Buscema, but it isn't. You don't see this fine brushwork anymore. Like this. Like, see how good that is. Yeah, you don't see this that much. And even if you do see, you're seeing it like 80 years after it's been published. Cy Barry. What a great artist. What a legend. The Bank Robbers. Next story, The Bank Robbers. Klaus Riemerthy and Roy Mann. Like, you don't even see anything that... obviously, he's retired, but you don't see anything from Roy Mann anymore, which is sad, but... it's on sale the 27th of June. It isn't free. Unless you've got a time machine, I don't think anyone else is going back that far. And even if you do have a time machine, let me know, because I want to go see some other things. I hope you enjoyed part 12 of this ever-evolving series, this very, very popular series, you could say. And this has been another proud presentation of the Old Phantom comic book collection series. This has been part 12 of this series. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, there'll be more videos like this coming to you very, very soon on the channel. And as always, keep Phantom Caving, stay safe, and you'll see me next time.